Damn, Bitcoin got a massive pump right here, a massive green candle, and we had a nice breakout to the upside. And one of the first signals, guys, that we have seen for this breakout was that the funding rates yesterday turned negative, because we all know when the funding rates turn negative, the downside is very limited, and we always have the possibility of a short squeeze, which I also think was this move. Otherwise we don't see such an explosive move. I think it's definitely has to do with that the majority of the people were shorting Bitcoin, and that created the liquidity to go up right here. Right now in today's video, guys, I just want to have a quick look at Bitcoin in the range right here, and I want to go and have a look at some different charts like the S&P 500, the VIX chart, because I think these are one of the most important charts to watch. Also, we can have a look at the stablecoin charts as well, stablecoin dominance charts as well. So let's straight jump into it, guys. We had this declining channel right here, but we can also remove that because we had just a very important declining resistance, which would be the top of the channel. We got rejected from that yesterday. Bitcoin actually looked quite bearish right here because we got a lot of negative signs, but we just got a small little pullback, and then we had another retest of the resistance. And what we can see in the relative strength index is that we had this declining resistance right here on the 4-hour time frame, and that we broke the declining resistance. Then we actually got a some resistance from this longer term time frame resistance. We came back, tested the former resistance as support, and then we had a nice breakout. So this breakout in the RSI was also the signal that we are going to see a breakout in the price. That is a signal that I've also shared right here on the channel, that most of the time we are first going to see that breakout in the relative strength index before we are going to see that in the price. Then, if we have a look at some important levels, then the level of 17,000 that we actually just touched is quite important. Let me make a zone out of this right here. Here is clearly some resistance. We can see that in the past of this sideways channel as well, that we have some clear resistance right here. If we can break above this level, break above 17,000 US dollars, then the top of the channel will be important, and that will be at roughly 17.4, 17.5k. That's going to be the next level if Bitcoin can break above 17,000 US dollars. However, I want to be slightly careful right here. Why is that? Because the S&P 500 is not confirming what we are seeing over on Bitcoin. So normally we are seeing S&P 500 and Bitcoin being correlated. And of course it is possible that Bitcoin is making a solo run. That is definitely what we are seeing also now, because the S&P 500 is not making such a push as Bitcoin. But I just want to remain slightly cautious because we have the VIX declining resistance coming in right here. If we break above the declining resistance on the VIX, then we most likely will see some volatility to the downside in the S&P 500. And I'm not sure if Bitcoin already is strong enough to really withhold such a storm. So this is just something that I will be watching, the VIX chart. But for now, I will leave Bitcoin doing its thing. I just want to be aware of this because I want to be cautious whenever we do see a breakout in the VIX and whenever we do see the S&P 500 coming down. We might see that in Bitcoin as well. If we have a quick look at USDC, US dollar tether, then we actually, this is a signal that I've shared also in the past on the live stream, actually, when I said that I thought that someday Bitcoin will pump. We had a triangle formation and we broke that triangle formation to the downside, but we came back up. But what we basically did, we just tested the former support as resistance and then came down. And the same thing we did actually with the USDC chart. We broke down, we tested the former support as resistance, and now come down again. So if you want to spot reversals in Bitcoin, you also want to watch these charts. If we go to Will Portal, there we do have a interesting signal that flashed yesterday. That was right here at 2 o'clock in the night. Last night at 2 o'clock in the night, specifically, we got a premium index signal, which is increasing the likelihood for a reversal, especially in the shorter term time frame. What we can see that it was actually this candle this candle right here, and that shows us that this might be a local top and that we might see some form of a pullback right here. But it doesn't necessarily have to mean that this is the top and that we are going to go down. But it does mean that this most likely is a local top where you should take profits if you took a long right here. And that Bitcoin most likely will take a breather right now. Okay guys, that was it for today's video. I also want to share with you guys that we have been listening to you. We got a lot of comments from Will Porter that people like to see the premium index right here at the spot from the funding rate. So we changed that. We put the funding rates right now next to the price, and the premium index get the whole width of the page right here. So it is a little bit better visible. The take buy sell ratio now is accompanied with the open interest next to it. Guys, I hope you like this. If so, make sure to smash up that like button. Thank you all for watching, and I will see every single one of you in the next video.